It's been one of those mornings, interruptions. Take 4. Okay, I probably saw the most destructive bit of advice on YouTube that I've ever seen in my life. And that is, nobody cares. Nobody cares. First off, the guy validates himself by saying he's been playing gigs for so many years. I mean, I've done it in these videos. That's not the point. The one thing I've learned is no one cares. Well, let's pull this apart a little bit. First off, saying that to somebody, oh my God. Anyone who is starting out it'll put them back weeks or permanently. It breaks my heart just thinking about people who might be, autistic or neurodivergent, who might actually take that to heart. It's a horrible thing to say. So let's break this down. Okay, when we talk about caring. Okay, so what is caring? Well, caring essentially is based around the concept of quality, of good and bad, whether something works or whether something doesn't. And I think from the talk of from the context of phenomenological understanding, in a way, everybody cares. But the key to remember, I think, is that everybody cares, but it doesn't matter. Right? And that's kind of a strange old thing. When we think about quality, when we think about good and bad, okay, what we're talking about is an analog sense of understanding something. It's not aesthetic. Okay, aesthetic is contextual in nature. Okay, so when we listen to one of Paul's pieces, like Cornish Waves music, shout out Paul. One of the amazing things about Paul's stuff is that it has that aesthetic, contextual interest in it. And he's very, very good at that. I'm just using that as an example. So that's aesthetics. So quality isn't aesthetics, right? It's not the notes with other notes. Okay. It's also not EQ. It's not logic, rational. It's not all the things that you do to make that piece of music into a piece of music that you can upload. All that stuff then happens after aesthetics. That's the crafting stage, right? So it's not that either. So what is quality? Well, quality is phenomenological thinking. And I've said that when we get in that state of mind where we're just focused on attention, the very moment of perception, there's an emotional response. It opens the mind up to all the different consequent levels of understanding. Okay, it's the spark. And I think that's why when we listen to some pieces of music, you kind of know whether it's going to be a good tune within the first 3 seconds. Okay, and that's something to think about as well, and it's something that we quite often don't take the time to fix. So yeah, beginnings are important. Okay, getting distracted, that's a different topic for a different day. So good and bad. Good and bad. First off, is there really any kind of good and bad? That's not really. That's aesthetic and rational. Good and bad is kind of one of those terrible quantifiable things where you're trying to quantify something which really by nature isn't quantifiable. Good and bad. But quality, on the other hand, is something which one achieves and can act as a benchmark for whether your stuff is working or not. Okay. Now the thing is, it's like if you, well, I mean, let's talk about me for an instance, because I haven't talked about me in 14 minutes. When I make a piece of music and I achieve that phenomenological sense of connection with it, okay, which you could say is caring, my immediate reaction is to burst into tears, and my wife is just like, we just find it really funny. It's just one of those things that happens to me. It's like when I know something's working, I'll just cry and go, I can't believe I did that. Yeah. Okay, so I care. I care about my music. And because I care, there's no reason, because I care to have that phenomenological awareness, there's no reason why somebody else wouldn't feel that. Okay? So to say that nobody cares is supremely destructive once you get into this understanding of, seeing your life in a different qualitative way. The rain's finally stopped. I think at the end of the day, the final conclusion you've got to draw is that everybody might care, but it doesn't matter. Do you understand? How can it matter? Because the thing which carries the quality which people care about happens before context and rationality. I think that's kind of all I want to say on this. we can maybe talk about other things in the future related to this, and you know, it's a fundamental part of the way I understand the world, and I'm sure it'll come over again. Comment below. Have you read Motorcycle Maintenance or something similar? Have a great day. Keep well. Don't let the arseholes get you down. And here and here. See ya.